Oh, okay. All right. Hi. Here at home. I wanted to say a couple things. I was, went to Applebee's tonight. Had a conversation with my waitress. My name is Sydney, and, well, I think we've got rapport. I think it's safe to say we're friends. Even if only at Applebee's, we're friends. But I was telling her what I'm going to tell you. Not necessarily going to go into the same amount of detail, but I guess if you really want me to, I can come back and explain it more later. But I told Sydney, look, I'm going to give you a basic understanding here. Some people are more Calvinistic in their faith, and some people are more Armenian in their faith. And I explained to her kind of what Calvinistic beliefs and traditions held, except I didn't explain Tulip to her. And I told her a little bit about what Armenians believe and how their doctrine works and their theology goes. And then I explained to her, and I don't like to hold a particular stringent belief one way or the other. I like to try and hold the mystery attention together. Sorry, my kitty's down here, and he's being, well, accidentally funny. He's got his long nails that he won't let me trim. So he's like, on all the things on my floor. And, you know, it just happens to be my socks and underwear right now. They got stuck to his feet, and he's like, He's trying to get my socks and underwear out. You're so cute. I know you can't help it, but if you just let me trim your nails, you wouldn't get stuck to my underwear and socks. And if I just put them in the hamper, you wouldn't have that problem either. But I digress. He's over here. Quit playing with the kitty, guys. Quit playing with the kitty. No kitty, no kitty, no kitty. No kitty. Kitty's not in the picture. And I told her how I believe that while God surely elects his children, he chooses them and predestines them, I also believe that we got to do our part. We got to work with him. We got to walk with him. We got to choose to discern his most pleasing and perfect will and do the work that he has set before us to do, that he still works by his good will and pleasure. And it's a weird kind of place to be, but I understand it, and I tried. Kitty. No, Kitty. Oh, come on, Kitty. I love you, but you've got to not do that. Kitty. I'm sorry. You got to not be up here, okay? This way. Here you go. I love you, but no, I'm sorry. I know you love me too, but you can't be up here. There's just not enough space for you up here, boy. I'm sorry. I'll give you pets later, I promise. You know I will. I'm good for it. Well, you want to sleep with me. And I'm good for that too. Anyway. I do enjoy having a cat. Yes, I do. So I hope you can enjoy it a little bit with me too. So anyway, I was telling Sydney all this, minus the cat, because I had a conversation with my uncle today, and I was telling him about how sad I am, how I feel like my life is falling apart, and it doesn't add up right, because I don't do what I'm supposed to do, and I'm not obedient in things. And he said, Douglas, it's not about what you do. It's not about whether you're obedient or not. It's about, do you believe in God? Do you trust in God? You know he's going to do the work, because it's about him. You be with him is what I would say. And it got to a point where he said, because I was conveying all this stuff to him about my woes and worries and things, he said, Douglas, just take it to God. Take it to Jesus. He's big enough to handle it. He'll change you. It's got to be him. So you can't. And I don't normally adhere to this kind of belief system, this believism, because I believe, and I don't know how to prove this is the problem, but I believe that if God is going to do all the work, and he's going to make it happen, and he's going to do the predestining and the electing, and it's all because of him and by him, for him, through him, all this stuff, then I'm not necessary. And if I'm not necessary, why is my existence, I am suffering in my existence. I don't think my existence is worth suffering. And that's what this life is. Forgive my French here, but life's a bitch. Before you're even born. And then you get pushed out. And you really know what life is. That's what it's like. Suffering and pain. Only amidst sporadic, infrequent, imperfect little bouts of joy and serendipity. Only little and fleeting bits of joy and contentment. They never last. And I was telling Dean all this, my uncle. And he said, just take it to God. He's the only one who's going to change you. And I have a tough time with that, normally. Because if it's only God, I'm not needed. And I suffer so much, I hurt so much, I'm sad so much. You couldn't give me a better reason to kill myself. You really couldn't. If I'm not necessary, I don't need to be here. And I struggle with the belief that it's only God because of that. Because you can't say I'm necessary if you only need God. And if I'm not necessary, existence is pointless. It just makes sense. And because I don't inherently believe that my existence is worthless and I'm useless, I must believe something different. Because I cannot believe a lie and stay true. The best half-truth is nothing but a full lie. So I have believed that I must work in tandem with God. I've believed he works his good pleasure through me, but I still have to enact and do it. I can still be disobedient to him and say no. And somehow he still manages to work it out for his good and his glory. Even when I'm disobedient. I don't know how. I can't prove how. But I believe that. So when Uncle Dean said, Douglas, just give it to God. And I believed it didn't matter because all he was saying was that it's only God anyway. I thought, I've got to do something different. Because all my beliefs I have already aren't working. They aren't helping. They ain't doing any of the things I need. And so I went away from that conversation. I had my moments of crying while working, and I prayed to God. I said, God, please. I knew I need a miracle. I told God, I can't do it. I'm pretty unwilling. I don't think my pride is going to change. I'm pretty obstinate, God. I need a miracle. You have to do it, please. Change me, please. I don't know what. Just work it out different, God. I need different, please. You've got to do it. And I begged him. I begged him in tears, like now. And eventually I calmed down. My prayers were gone and done. And he received them. And I got to this place afterwards where I thought, how dumb, you know? Why am I doing this? What is this life? Why am I continuing to strive on? I came to this conclusion about my prayer and my belief. I said, the issue I have with praying to God to do a miracle, to change me, to make me better. The issue I have with that is it might not happen. Or it might not happen, I should say, for so long that it looks like it isn't going to happen. I have an issue with the fact that I have no control over it, and so it might as well not happen. And if it doesn't happen, there are two reasons why I can foresee it not happening. One is because God doesn't want to change me. God doesn't will and desire the best or the good for me to change me in this miraculous way. That's one option. The other option is that he can't. He's unable. And I'm telling you what I know about my God, I know three things. One, he is the same today, yesterday, and forever. He does not change. He cannot change. He will not change. It's ironic because he doesn't change, but everything else does. And two, not only does he not change, but he cannot lie and he cannot sin. The Bible says it itself, of which God cannot lie. It's in Hebrews. And because God is holy, set apart, therefore he is holy and cannot sin. He is righteous and cannot sin. The antithesis of holiness is sinfulness. And if you're going to be holy and righteous, you can't be sinful with proclivities and disobedient. So God is holy. He is not sinful. He does not sin. He is not actively engaged in sin. He does not participate in sin. He does not condone sin. He does not put forth sin. And somehow he doesn't even allow sin, even though evil things happen all the time. It gets worked out by him in his glory. I don't know. I can't explain it. But here's the thing. If God does not change, he does not lie, and he can do anything else but sin, if he is the God of the impossible in all ways but those three things, then it doesn't make sense that he couldn't do a miracle in me. It doesn't make sense that he couldn't change me. And it also concurrently does make no sense, doesn't make any sense, that he would not want to. Because his goodness in himself promotes the goodness of his creation and creations. He does not create anything like myself that is born in sin under the fall of the world and the curse of the earth, that is not good but needing to be made better, that needs to be able to walk more in holiness and Christ-likeness and righteousness. He does not have a poem. I am not his workmanship, his poema, that's finished when I get pushed out. I'm not. That happens over the course of my lifetime. And so, what I'm trying to say, long-winding way, is that I believe God will do a miracle. I don't just pray that he'll do a miracle. I believe God will do a miracle and that he'll change me. Because it is impossible for him to not be able to change me. And it is impossible for him to not want to. And if those are the only two reasons, he's got nothing else but to do a miracle. So I believe, and I still pray. Oh God, please help me. Toodles, everyone.